Hi, I'm Anthony Simoneau.
And I'm Michael Simoneau, and welcome to our first market update of 2018.
And what an incredible start to 2018 it has been. We've had some really great results on both the sale and rental front. And most excitingly, Michael became a father a couple of weeks ago. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
We've got the little baby girl in the family.
Little baby Abigail, yes, that's right. So the first girl of the family, and we're looking forward to introducing her to the whole property management team and maybe even getting her in there managing a few properties soon as well.
So when can we expect her to start working with us?
Let's give her 6 months or so.
We give her 6 months?
Yeah.
Okay, beautiful. So we'll get a desk ready for her to come in 6 months. So expect some calls from Abigail. Yeah. Might not be the most well-conversed conversations when she first starts, but she'll get the hang of it fairly quickly. But you were able to sneak away for a couple of weeks?
Yes, snuck away for a couple of weeks, trying to catch up on a little bit of sleep now as well. But yeah, no, it's been a pretty special couple of weeks.
The sleep's been okay?
Sleep's been okay.
Deprived?
A little bit deprived, but surviving, getting through.
So if you're a bit snappy over the next couple of weeks, we'll give you a bit of grace on that. Okay, all right.
That's right.
Well, viewers, this year we're going to be coming to you from a different locations throughout our incredible city of Melbourne, and coming to you from a different sort of aspect as well with these market updates. They won't be around, I guess, the results we've achieved in sales and rentals, but more so about information that we're receiving from on the ground, and that will give you some information whether you're buying, selling, leasing, or just have a general interest in the property market.
So we have some exciting topics that we want to cover off on throughout 2018 in these market updates, but we obviously welcome your feedback as well. So if you've got a specific topic or question that you'd like us to touch on, please contact myself, Anthony, Joe, Sandra, or anybody else in the office, and we definitely more than happy to discuss it in this forum.
Yeah, well, the first thing we wanted to touch on today was around presentation, and both the sale and rental presentation of properties. In the marketplace that we're in, making a first impression does make a huge difference. It definitely does count.
So we're at 202 at 9 Commercial Road in Melbourne today, which has been professionally furnished by our friends at Guest Furniture. So the cost of furnishing a one-bedroom apartment like this is around the $2,500, and it really does leave a lasting impression with buyers as they walk through the property.
It definitely did, Michael. This probably went to market at the beginning of the year. It sold in about 3 weeks, and it sold for over the asking price, which was advertised.
Presentation isn't just important when you're selling a property. We also get quite a lot of feedback from tenants as they come through our rental open for inspections as well, saying that they're more likely to lease a property that's obviously presented in a better way. So if you find that your property hasn't had a coat of paint in the last 10 years or so, or the furnishings such as the flooring and things are starting to look a little bit tired, look, it's definitely worthwhile spending the time to spruce things up before the next tenant moves in. And look, I welcome you obviously to contact your property manager who can help you through that process as well. Yeah,
and we can obviously coordinate that with the property manager and the tradespeople, so you don't have to really get too much involved in it. If your property manager is giving you some feedback around that, then we can obviously run that through and coordinate painters and flooring companies as well. Well, generally, how have you seen the start of 2018?
Look, the start of 2018 has been another huge year, similar to what we've seen in previous years as well. The first 2 or 3 months for us are always non-stop. So we've already leased an amazing 65 properties since the start of January. And that's been mainly the student and young professional market. So we've seen a lot of students starting to come back into the country, obviously studying their studies at the start of the year. As well as a lot of people relocating for work too. So yeah, so like I said, 65 properties leased. Our vacancy rates are sitting at 1%, which is probably amongst the lowest we see all year. And look, it's really a testament to the team. So the leasing and the property management team, they've been doing a huge amount of work over the last couple of months to try and get things moving. And they're really making sure that we're matching the good quality tenants with the variety of properties that we've got available at the moment as well.
So what are you saying, Michael, there's not an oversupply of apartments at the moment?
No, definitely not. Look, in some buildings we're probably seeing an undersupply. So we're still seeing extremely high demand for properties in the Melbourne CBD and even the surrounding suburbs as well. And 2018 is probably shaping up to be the busiest year on record for us so far.
Yeah. Well, it's great to see that high demand continue from last year into 2018. One last thing I sort of wanted to touch on was towards the end of last year in November, there was some changes proposed for the Residential Tenancy Act. Anything come to light at this stage?
No, look, Anthony, there hasn't really been any significant changes at the moment. So other than the announcements which were made late last year, we haven't really seen much movement. Quite a lot of the industry bodies are starting to contact the Victorian government and put their views forward, obviously with the support of the industry as well. And those views are really just around getting the best out of these reforms. So making sure the reforms benefit tenants as much as landlords as much as possible. So look, we're expecting to see some more movement throughout the year, especially with the election later in the year too. So I wouldn't be surprised if something's before Parliament, say by the middle of the year.
Yeah. Look, just with the Residential Tenancy Act, it hasn't been changed since 1997, so it's probably due for some changes. I guess what we're sort of wanting to see is fair changes on both sides of the ledger. But I guess watch your space, and once we do have any information that comes to our attention, we'll definitely let you know in one of those upcoming videos.
Anthony, I think that's it from us this month.
I think it is. Thank you so much for taking the time to view this video. And if you've got any questions or if we can be of assistance to you for buying, selling or leasing, feel free to give us a call at any time.